What's up, my people? You're not tuned in to me TV. Now, we gonna bring you all the stories about the stories that we need to bring you stories about. You feel me? So that's what we gonna do. Some stories might be good, some stories might be tragic, but hey man, that's how these stories go. I don't make it up. Yo, it's me TV 1.0, and you already know I'm back with another one. If you new to the channel, man, hit that sub and show some love. And if you been here, like and share if you care, man. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the love. Drop down in the comments. Let me know where you listening from. And we gonna move on with the story. I ain't gonna hold you feel me? Today, we have VLAD TV, as everyone know. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with the back and forth he has with Mr. MARLON WAYANS. Now, for those of y'all who's an 80s baby like myself and even 90s baby, you know that MARLON WAYANS is a significant part of the black culture, especially us when we was coming up as kids and younger people, from stuff like movies like White Chicks, movies like Lil Man, movies like what's the movie, man? Scary Movie. My bad. I'm sorry. Movies like Scary Movie, as such, TV shows like the Wayans brothers, and different things of that nature. Through the time, he has become a legend. A legend. He has probably been in the game 30 plus years, maybe even 40 plus years, depending on his age and things like that. And when you're dealing with somebody like that, they have their own prestige, they have their own following, they have their own group of individuals that is on their side, hell or high water. So now we have Vlad, right? We have Mr. Culture Vulture himself. Now Vlad has been doing this for a very long time, and pretty much we wouldn't even know Vlad if Vlad didn't have Vlad TV. If YouTube didn't exist, then we wouldn't even know Vlad. That's different to say when you're talking about MARLON WAYANS. He come from a whole empire, the Wayans brothers, to where the sister, Sean, Marlon, Keenan, Damon Wayans, it was so many of them that went on to star in different sitcoms, movies, and other things of that nature. So he comes from a legendary, last name just off the rip. So for Vlad to go and, how could I say, he was basically salty because the man did not want to do his interview. And this is not the first time that Vlad decided to do this. If y'all can remember on Twitter, probably like a couple months ago, maybe even 6 months ago, he got into it with a woman. And she was a professor at either Harvard or Yale. It was a very top-notch, prestigious school. And that's when you seen Vlad TV kind of, showed his true colors, basically, saying that, I'll call up the school to get you fired. I wonder if the school know this, if I was to call them or something like that. So he basically, and the woman was telling him was completely right at the time. She pretty much read him his rights. If y'all don't know what read him his rights mean, she pretty much booked him to where he was speechless and he couldn't say nothing, and this was his only comeback. So he then went on to apologize because he started to see the backlash right then. But that made me see that Vlad is no different than these white bosses, than these white corporations, than these people who at the top who are very arrogant and asshole-like. Now, mind you, you've seen in the old pictures. Now, this is what Vlad is looking like now. He's overconfident. He's definitely overconfident. He's running around with a fake beard, a fake toupee at the top. And as you've seen the before pictures, Vlad looked nothing like this. Vlad looked nothing like this. That's why it's dumbfounded to me that when you younger, you looked at completely undesirable. You looked at now, since you got a little money, you got a little motion, you got a couple fake little implants, you're feeling yourself. You offered Marlon Wayans $5,000. Now we all know the Wayans, and if you don't know the Wayans empire, I'm pretty sure they can wipe their asses with $5,000. And for you to try to say you more relevant than Marlon Wayans, dude, you're a fucking white boy delusional. You are white boy delusional. It makes no sense how delusional you are. Like, it makes no sense. You would never be more relevant than Marlon Wayans. Ever. Not in our community. Not in our community at all. Just the Wayans brothers alone is a classic. And he would have been good without that. But he still moved forward in his career and delivered many bangers as far as movies like White Chicks. If you was in my era, you could remember White Chicks. You could remember Scary Movie. You could remember Don't Drink Your Juice in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Don't Be a Menace. You can remember shit like that. Excuse my French of how I said it. But to demean this man in a way to where he didn't want to do your interview, he said $40,000 up front and 30% revenue. Let me tell you something about when you are the service, when you are the product, you can charge exactly what you want. And we know that Vlad kind of start changing the game as far as, he clipped up his whole interviews. He ain't putting out the whole interview at one time. So he might do it in 30 parts. It might be a 30-part interview. And you making money off of so you could have paid that. You just didn't want to pay that. But back to what I was saying, you can charge what you want when you're the service. And he probably charged him that amount because he did not want to do his interview. He did not want to go on this platform. And that's what people try to do. They try to price you out of the whole situation. If I really don't want to come to your service, if I really don't want to do a feature for you, if I really don't want to do business with you, I'm going to just charge you more than what I charge everybody else. And if you bite on it, cool. If you don't, you can't get mad. But then, Vlad, you cannot then go on your platform with all these people and basically shoot a bullet that basically backfired on you. You try to shoot a shot at Wayans, like Marlon Wayans, like we wasn't gonna side with him. Boy, you crazy. You know how they told you back in the day, you didn't pick the right one and you didn't pick the wrong one? Yeah, you didn't pick the right and the wrong one. This is gonna be the start of a steep decline for Vlad TV himself. Mr. Vlad himself, he called himself a DJ. I don't never know where he DJ'd at. I don't never know what exact clubs he DJ'd in. It just seemed like he was just a goofy looking white boy that always hung around certain hip hop communities. And once he started getting money, I want y'all to view and look at this picture of Vlad right here and compare it to the picture of him now. And this picture you see of Vlad was probably every bit of over 10, 12 years ago. And so how you start looking younger as you get older. And we all know white people don't really age that well. So how you start looking more decent the older you got. Like it just don't make no sense in that sense. But back to the topic at hand, this shows the type of individual you is anytime somebody turn you down and you mad. And you literally mad. Because nobody won't take your money. Vlad, your money is no more good. Before we had the entertainers, before we had the sports stars coming into this podcast and the interviewing space, and just everyday street guys coming into this space, you pretty much killed this space. You pretty much ruled this space. It's no longer like that. Your time is up. Y'all are showing y'all true colors. This is why Say Cheese and Sean Cotton slowed down from its trajectory that it was on some years ago. It was on a crazy trajectory some years ago. But Sean Cotton, he gets on here, he start beefing with the rappers, he start plexing with the. How you going? You're an interviewer. You don't supposed to plex with the people that's is going to be a host. Now, let me say that's going to be a part of your show. Now, what you have done, you have successfully ran these people off. You have ran future guests off. Vlad, that's as well as Say Cheese. You very rarely see people go of importance go on Say Cheese. You very rarely. So that's why you got to understand the guests that you have on today might deter 10, 15, 20 guests tomorrow. Say Cheese only has 1 million subscribers. That's less than a lot of podcasts and a lot of interviews that has just came out. And we know Say Cheese has been around for years, almost 10, 12 years to be exact. So we know this already. So when you see things like that discourage other people from coming on your platform, and this is what we have to understand, especially if you're in a position like Vlad. They call you the feds. You're a white boy. They call you a culture vulture. So now when you have other black individuals in this space, they're gonna go over there. Big Facts Podcast, Joe Budden Podcast, all these different podcasts is prominent out there. And they're going to go to these places, not to mention Shannon Sharp. So this is what I'm saying. You could never get too full of yourself no matter how much money you got, how much money you make it, and what you have done. You got to be humble. You got to be respectful. And you got to be mindful of how controversial your guest is so that one guest wouldn't run away 10 to 20 more guests who are willing to do your interview for free. So let me know what y'all think about the whole back and forth between Marlon Wayans and Vlad TV. I side with Marlon Wayans. I'm always side with Marlon Wayans because I just had a bad taste in my mouth from ever since he did the black woman that worked at the prestigious college. So yeah, but let me know what y'all think. I'll be back with another one on Me TV 1.0. You made it this far, man. It don't make no sense not to hit that sub and show some love, like and share. If you care, drop down in the comments and let me know where you listening from. I'll be back with another one on Me TV 1.0. You heard?